Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is Shaq85 here, bringing you PWBC Season 3, Week 2, against my good pal, Wormpal, my greatest rival, the all-time champion of PWBC. He won back-to-back seasons. He ended up winning the championship after we lost. And he has one of my favorite ideas to do for a league. He has a Gen 4 team, and not just a Gen 4 team as in like Gen 4 OU, but as a full Gen 4 team. Gen 4 is my favorite gen. I grew up on Diamond. I grew up on Platinum, so I love DPP. I told myself I knew when Gen 6 came out, like Gen 6 Kalos, I knew that Gen 4 is getting a remake even before ORS was even announced. I'm like, it's gonna get announced, and during the Gen 8 games, because I was like, it doubles. There's a whole theory I had for years and years and years. And I also told myself I'm not getting a Switch until DPP remakes come out. DP Remakes got announced. 3 months later, I bought a Switch. So I absolutely adore Gen 4. Turtwig is my favorite starter, best starter, hands down, can't beat it. Technically, the only starter that 1v1s both the other two starters in a 1v1 matchup, depending on certain sets. So like I said, Wormpal is a full Gen 4 team. So his team consists of Darkrai, Floatzel, Garchomp, Staraptor, Electivire, Terra with Electric, Fairy, and Grass. Leafeon, Cresselia, Toxicroak Terra with Fighting, Dark, and Ground. Heatran, Empoleon, Vespiquen, and Spiritomb. Now, some things about this matchup is, obviously, Wurmple has become a massive problem for me. You guys have seen the videos of me posting about Wurmple. I'm 1-3 against Wurmple. So I've won one game, I've lost 3 games against Wurmple. So obviously, I want to fight my way back. But even if I do win this matchup, I can still lose it in the playoffs and continue that storyline. However, I feel pretty good about this matchup. One cute thing about this matchup is he has 3 good hazard setters, being Empoleon, First Off Rocks, Heatran for Rocks, and Garchomp for Rocks. And then he has 2 spikers being Vespiquen and Garchomp, and then 1 T-Spiker being Vespiquen. The interesting thing about this is Empoleon doesn't get defog. So, and that would be his, and Staraptor doesn't get defog because of Gen 9 meta. So he has no removal at all. So it's actually, I don't really care much about hazards on my team. Like if he gets self walks up with one of his mons, I'm cool with it. The problem for him is if I get up 1, if not 2 layers, it's almost a GG. Based on how my team is built up, if I get a little bit of chip on everything, and he's not in very specific sets, and I'll get into that when I get into that mon that we're talking about specific sets. My mon that can win can 6-0, and I've done it in mocks several times over. So shoutouts to Joe, shoutouts to Boaz, shoutouts to Nega for helping me, shoutouts to Club, Club, Joe, Zaku, and Boaz all helped me mock. So shoutouts to them. Shout out Nega for the help of the team. That being said, let's get right into the team builder. Up for sorry, 1 second. It glitched out. All right, up first we're bringing back the Weird Toad, the MVP of last week. We're rocking a kind of a different set. Kind of, it's really the same off. It's weirdly the same. We're rocking Leftovers Toad Scroll with Spikes and Spore. Again, leading to that hazard thing. I need one. I need either Spikes or Stealth Box. If both, it's even better for me. Spores, they're pretty spammable versus his team, except for the Leafeon. I don't see Leafeon coming. I did face it once in Mox, but he didn't really do much against it. Dazzling Gleam is to really hit his team super, super duper hard. Um, I don't really care. And then Earth Power is there to cover anything that Dazzling Gleam doesn't cover, like the Staraptor and stuff like that. Enough speed to outspeed the max speed Electivire, not running speedy nature. Gotta keep that in mind. But overall, Weird Toad kind of is like, if I can get it in and get the spike up, perfect, fantastic. I'm not gonna hard push the spikes, but it's something that is like opportunity based. If I can get the spikes up, that's perfect for me. Next up, we're talking the Day Old Croissant. This is the mon that I was talking about and leading to. Day Old Croissant. This is a adamant. This is a. Sorry. Okay. This is a plus attack, nature, booster energy with Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Dragon Claw, and knockoff. Now this is super super important. If I get Stealth Rocks up, and I have the opportunity to set up, which should be theoretically pretty freely, I guarantee take 1 Moonblast from a Cresselia, which is very very important. But that Stealth Rock is so 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 important. A fully Fizz Def, including Nature Cresselia, at +1 added booster attack nature, guaranteed dies to knockoff. So how does he beat this set? He runs Terra Fairy, fully Fizz Def, Electivire with us, and then with that stealth rocks up, he takes that earthquake hit just fine. However, if I get that spike up, then it comes down to a damage roll. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's like 75% in my favor. If I have a stealth rock up and the spike up on the fully Fizz Def Electivire, which Electivire is pretty frail on the Fizz Def side, so it has to be really really well calculated by Wormpal's part to understand the play. So this is absolutely my win con. This thing I won 6-0. I've won technically a 3-0, but it got all 6 of the kills. This thing is my absolute win con. If and when I see the opportunity, I'm going this and I'm clicking buttons. Speaking on clicking buttons, we're bringing out Iron Bundle this week. We're bringing Choice Specs Iron Bundle. We're enough to outspeed the max speed Darkrai. I do have to worry about a Scarf Darkrai, and we'll get to that in a second. Because Scarf Darkrai can deal with the Roaring Moon and can deal with a bundle. I'm not as worried about it. Rocking Hydro Pump, Freeze Dry, Ice Beam, U-Turn. U-Turn is just there for the Darkrai and the Cresselia, just get a little more damage than Flip Turn would have done. Hydro Pump, Freeze Dry, Ice Beam is pretty standard for bundle. He does have bundles almost number 1 counter in Empoleon. However, with the spikes and hazards up, he can't remove them. Freeze Dry into a spike will do about 45% total, maybe a little less than that, maybe towards the 40%. If bundle gets back in, I can do click 2 more Freeze Dries, and then Empoleon's dead, and I don't care. So overall, it can come in pretty freely. Again, this and Roaring Moon are kind of like my absolute win cons. Only Roaring Moon has ever won in Mox, but bundle can win. So it's kind of the back burner. Up next, we have the lead of the team. You're rocking a fully Fizz Def Great Tusk with an Ice Spinner, Earthquake, Stealth Rocks, Rapid Spin. This is just kind of like, it's going to be my guaranteed lead almost. Like, I led it 90% of the games. Stealth Rock is there just to get that Stealth Rock up. If I don't go with Spike up, I can get Stealth Rock up. I'm probably gonna Stealth Rock turn 1, guaranteed. Rapid Spin is there just to remove his hazards if I get the opportunity. Earthquake is there for spammable ground type moves, and Ice Spinner is there if he is a fully offensive guard jump. Ice Spinner has a, if he's not 80 HP, I believe 80 HP and above, Ice Spinner can one-shot if he's fully offensive, so it's very, very important. Up next, we're rocking the first of my Terra Captains this week, where you're rocking a Terra Electric Vikavolt. Again, the hazards, no hazard removal on Wormpal's side. So we're rocking a Sticky Web Choice Spec set, and the reason behind this is, if I get opportunity, again, similar to Weird Toad, if I have the opportunity to get Spikes, I get the opportunity to get Sticky Web, I'm going to go for Sticky Web. Because it just helps with that potential Scarf Darkrai in the back. Thunderbolt, Bug Buzz, and Flash Cannon is there for pretty much perfect coverage. I plan on this being my Terra into. I'm not planning on tearing Honchkrow, and we'll get to that in a second. But the idea behind this set is live any one hit, 70%. Thunderbolt does minimum 70% to like any one thing, and I can live any one hit. So overall, Vikavolt is just like, hey, I'm here. I'm gonna got my Sticky Web up this previously, and now I'm in again. I can get Thunderbolt up pretty freely. Up next, we're bringing the Shack set of the week. So when I was building this team, I realized I didn't really have a Darkrai switch in, and the 4 mons I have left besides Honchkrow were Jirachi, weak to Dark type, Skeledirge, weak to Dark type, Weirdeer, weak to Dark type. So overall, those can't be a Darkrai counter. So I picked the 1 mon that could be a Darkrai counter. So even though Honchkrow has base 52 special defense, we're rocking a fully special defensive Assault Vest Nature. And this is kind of my, it's the 6 mon in the essence that it actually is a true 6 mon. I do not care about this mon. The idea behind this mon is, hey, I have a free sleep mon that, because I have an Insomnia, I'm not choosing Super Luck. I chose Insomnia, right? And I can U-turn out if this also bait. What I want him to do is I want him to go Heatran. I'm okay if he's Flame Body Heatran and I get burned. I want them to see, oh, he stopped the Honchkrow. That's less worrisome for him. So kind of it's a weird burn bait, but I like it like that. So this thing guarantee lives, like Focus Blast from a modest Darkrai does like 36%. I can U-turn out prior to burn, it does like 35-40%. If I have to be on Cresselia, Night Slash with a crit. So if I get 2 crits back, guarantee does 50%. So 2 crits back to back, even though I'm not Super Luck, can guarantee 2-shot a fully Fizz Def Cresselia. Again, super, super important. So I kind of like this set. It's going to be my 6 mon, guaranteed. If anything has to sack, that's going to be the sack. I don't care. Without being into it, let's get into the builder, friends. Wormpal is my friend. We're doing round 5 versus Wormpal. Let's get into it. Alright. I said the challenge. I'm really excited about this match. I think this is my best matchup versus Wormpal out of the 5 things I've done. So I feel pretty confident. If I see that opportunity, I'm taking that. I'm taking that Roaring Moon hands down. All right. Okay. This is the exact team I expected. 100%. Um, good luck. Have fun. Staraptor is my presumed opponent's lead. I do live a banded Brave Bird from a Staraptor, if I'm not mistaken, with Great Tusk, and I will 100% get up rocks. Okay, I apologize. I'm not. Choice Banded Brave Bird does have a chance, 50% chance to Oka me. That's fine. It's my lead for a reason. I want that guaranteed rocks up. Guaranteed rocks up means I have a higher likelihood I win. So you see the Staraptor? I do have to worry about Rocky Helmet, Ruskin, Garchomp. That's really important because depending on what damage move I take on Roaring Moon, their probability is I could be in Rocky Helmet range. Um, Moonblast, I believe, does 34 to 45% from a Cresselia. Unless he's offensive Cresselia for some whatever reason. I face screen sets, I face Fizz Def sets. I know what Roaring Moon can do. I know what Roaring Moon takes. So I do have to worry about Rocky Helmet. But if I see that opportunity, like I said, I'm gonna take that opportunity. Like full Eminem this stuff. Straptor is the lead. He is the reckless. I believe he has to be Jolly to outspeed. He's gonna be Jolly because he wants to outspeed the Scarfrachi, or to speed to the Scarfrachi. So if he's banded Brave Bird, 92 to 109. If he's not banded, he's Scarf, which I believe he should be. 62 to 73. He takes his recoil. So I'm just gonna Stealth Rock. He is the bandit set. Absolutely perfectly fine with me. Okay. So, he is the bandit set. That's perfectly fine. There's a 50% chance, 56% chance I live there, and I did live it. Honchkrow, he's gonna have to worry about the Sucker Punch with this recoil damage. So I'm just gonna let Great Tusk go down. I'm gonna attempt the Ice Spinner. I don't believe I'm gonna eat it off. Stop. Hold up. Pause the video. This is Shaq here. Post commentary. Unfortunately, I am still a very much a noob YouTuber. So I unfortunately forgot about Disc Space, and the rest of the battle is gonna be post com. I'm gonna do it live post com, just kind of give my thoughts. Unfortunately, it happened to be at turn 2. Um, so I lost all the momentum, lost all the hype and stress around the battle. So we are just gonna do this post com. It's gonna be a little bit Jenga video. Sadly, it gets Wormpal. Um, but that's how we're gonna do it. So just ending off, we're just stacking Great Tusk here. Like I said in the video, I don't care what Great Tusk went down here. It got the rocks up. It did its job. I do also have some post commentary interview talk with Wormpal. I was able to get him on, so I do have a little more insight. So we're gonna let this turn play out. My turn here was to go Honchkrow. The reason behind this is, and this is honestly a misplay on my part, I saw there was banded damage, and yet I still thought he was scarred for some reason. It was just miscomp, thought that Wormpal was one thing, but the emotions thought he was another thing. So my play to go Honchkrow here was 100% to scare him out of Sucker Punch, The idea about Sucker Punch into Braybird was guaranteed KO for his side. Like I said in the team builder, I didn't really care if Honchko goes down here. I would want to have the recoil. The unfortunate thing is, and what I didn't think about because the emotions were running high for me, was I really didn't have a great something. He was not going to only get the great test kill. He was not only going to get the Honchko kill, but he was also going to get a mom that takes if dead, if not takes 90% damage or whatever. Um, so I was actually predicting him to go out into Cresselia or something like that on the Sucker Punch thing. He might have to fear this, and he didn't want to get this to get the Moxie boost or something like that. So unfortunately, I lose Honchko here, and that's 100% my bad. Guarantee that was a misplay on my part. I easily could have got the Staraptor killed with the Bravery damage with my Sucker Punch range. Yeah, I am a Assault Vest set, so this Staraptor should be dead here at this point. That's on me though. I go Vigable here as it is literally the only Pokemon he is he is choice banded. I don't want to go Roaring Moon yet. I don't want to go Bundle yet. I probably could have gone Bundle, but at this point, again, I was still. He was choice banded based on the damage calc. However, my brain just said choice Scarf because emotions were running high. So I'm gonna Terra Electric and Vikable, and then this thing's gonna go down to Recoil. What this does is it basically, in my opinion, it only forces in Darkrai. Garchomp I don't think can KO me at this range because I am pretty bulky. Darkrai can KO me with Dark Pulse, Empoleon cannot KO me, and I am faster than a 0 speed Empoleon with my 16 speed nature. Ironically, post-com I've learned that Wormpal is actually native speed nature, so that speed boost, that 16 speed actually didn't matter. Electroware could come in here, but I just Bug Buzz here on the off chance that he switches and keeps Raptor around. Um, and then this forces Electivire to Terra Fairy early, which is really very good for me. So he does go Darkrai. He has to be not Life Orb here to KO me Dark Pulse. I do live at this range, I believe, if my memory serves calc-wise. I do live at Dark Pulse range. If he shows you Life Orb, if he shows you Life Orb, it's actually better for me. Because then he's not Scarfed, and that was how I was kind of playing this, was like playing around not Scarfed Darkrai. So I'm just gonna pull off another Bug Buzz. He does show that he's Life Orb. And that's where I go Toedscroll. The reason about Toedscroll is I want to he has to Fierce Spore. B, I want to reveal Ice Beam, and if he doesn't have Ice Beam, best move he has to hit me with Dark Pulse this move he has to hit me is that stab Dark Pulse Life Orb. So this is kind of not necessarily a misplay, but more so like I was a scout. So he's gonna, if he has Ice Beam, he's gonna click Ice Beam. If he doesn't have Ice Beam, he's gonna click Dark Pulse, and then I could theoretically Dazzling Gleam. He takes a crap ton of damage, which is what he does not want. So he has to go for the best move he hits me here. So I'm gonna scout for that Ice Beam. I'm gonna go out into Iron Bundle. The play to take Iron Bundle was I knew I could take the Ice Beam guaranteed because I quad resist that hit, and Life Orb damage. What that brings him down to is the 68%. Now, running the calcs on the 68%, I was able to learn that my Hydro Pump guarantee outgoes from this range. My Freeze Dry has a 43% chance to kill from this range. And the U-turn obviously doesn't give me. Don't kill with U-turn at this point. So my best play was either Hydro Pump or Freeze Dry. At this point in the position, I knew I was being on the back burner of the game, but I didn't feel out of the game. And the reason for that is Roaring Moon. I always knew Roaring Moon could eventually end the game. So my thought process is I need chip on Empoleon just in case he's Shook a Berry. So I'm absolutely going to Freeze Dry. It's less in my favor for Freeze Dry. However, if I Freeze Dry and he lives, he still takes that Life Orb damage, and then I'll end up KOing. Bundle doesn't get the kill because obviously Darkrai is in Life Orb. But either way, I accomplish the thing. Darkrai's gone, and Empoleon if comes in takes damage. If Electivire comes in, it's basically dead. Garchomp can't come in. Crest can't come in because he needs Crest for Roaring Moon. So I'm just gonna Free Dry. Unfortunately, I do not get the KO. Like I said, there's a 43% chance in my favor, and he's just gonna take me out with Dark Pulse. So when this goes down, I have 2, he has 4. Obviously, I'm on the back burner. I still feel okay. My thought process is I can't immediately go into Roaring Moon. 1, Scarf Chomp. 2, if he goes Guard Chomp, he might be able to. I might have to Fear Scarf Chomp, and then that basically forces me out, and then I'm on the back burner. He could go on Crest, and I'm not at +1. I could take the hit, and there's the other thing. But mostly, what I was fearing at that exact point in time was Scarf Chomp. And so my absolute 100% play was to go Toedscroll here. So I go Toad Skull and he goes Cresselia. My play here is the Spore. I will give you a hint. He actually switches out Cress. He is fearing knockoff. He's actually weakness policy Cresselia. And he doesn't want to get knocked off on this and then get Spored or whatever. Because then that defeats the purpose of beating the Roaring Moon. He wants to save it for the knockoff for that, or save the weakness policy for the Roaring Moon. So my play is the Spore here. He shouldn't stay in because of the Spore here. So I get Spore on Garchomp. Ideally, a Electivire okay, and Empoleon not the greatest Spore. Person maybe asleep. Electivire it'd be like these two would be the best. Empoleon a little less. So he's predicting the knockoff. So he's going to go out into his Empoleon, and I knock off his Spore. I kind of skipped this turn. I'm not gonna lie. When I skipped it live, I thought he was heavy duty boost because I didn't see this leftovers right here. I'm like, okay, he's boots that. That's okay. I don't think he still lives the Earthquake. So my play is 100%. I have to take advantage of this. He is 0 turns of sleep. I have to immediately go out into Roaring Moon. And he makes a great play in his Garchomp. Again, I knew I was on the back burner. However, I felt okay. If he was Garchomp, I lost. Straight up. The unfortunate thing is I can't set up on him. So I'm going to actually lose my booster attack. However, that does not matter because I told you guys in the team preview, Cresselia needs 1 Stealth Rocks with a booster energy attack. It has already taken that 1 Stealth Rocks prior, and now it's going to take 2 Stealth Rocks, which means I don't need the booster attack. So if he's Garchomp up, GG to Wormpal. However, he's just not to be Scarf Dragon up. I hit the Dragon Claw. That brings me crit. Absolutely did not matter. Booster energy attack, Roaring Moon. It does not matter. Ruskern brings it down to 88%, and Garchomp goes down. Next up comes Electivire. I absolutely know he's Terra Fairy. That is the only Terra you should ever run on Electivire in this matchup. So again, I'm still in the back burner. I still needed to get a chance to win. He should absolutely click Terra Blast here. He guaranteed lives the Earthquake from this range. Because I'm not +1. Let me look at that calc just to show you guys. It might have, depending on his roll. Terra Fairy. Or it goes 71 to 80, 71 to 80. Oh shit, sorry. 71 to 83. So he's outside of the range of the Earthquake. So my players go Toad Scroll here and pray I live 1 and pray he's not Speedy Nature. So I go on to Weird Toad. He does click the Terra Fairy, obviously. 71%, guaranteed live 1. Leftovers gives back a little bit. You obviously see I'm going for the Earth Power here. This is my absolute play. I calced Electivire to be... I calced Weird Toad to be faster than non-speedy Electivire. And it ended up turning out like that. However, what we also learned with the 71% HP was that he was actually adamant. So I guarantee outspeeded it, no matter what. Because that Terra Blast, I did the calc. You can see Terra Blast against Toad Scroll. 252 does 57 to 67. And I took 71, so that tells me he is adamant, because it does in that range. So, now I got the Earth Power off, I get that free damage off. Now it comes down to, is he Scarfed or not? He could be Scarfed adamant as a probability, but I don't think it is likelihood. So I can go out into my Roaring Moon. That chip damage allows it to put in Roaring Moon range. At this range, Earthquake, I believe, does 48% minimum. Let me take off 54% minimum, sorry. 54% minimum, so a guaranteed Earthquake range. Click the Earthquake, Roaring Moon gets its second kill of the game. He goes Cresselia. Now, using post commentary here, again, he's weakness policy Cresselia. He thought I was going to knock it right away. I know that after 2 things to solve, I don't need the booster energy attack. I just need 1 DD up to guarantee KO fully fits the crest. So he's weakness policy, he's Moonblast, he's thinking I'm clicking knockoff, and he thinks he's gonna live. I go for the DD. He clicks the Moonblast. I take that 67%, which is about what I expected. That actually shows I think he's actually offensive obviously with the weakness policy, Cresselia. Okay, no, it's pretty standard. I'm sorry. So Trilogy's pretty standard. Fizdef, Cresselia. I get there. I then get the knockoff off. That procs that would have proc the weakness policy, but it KOs because at 2 stealth rock ranges. And Empoleon goes down to the 1 EQ. I get the 1-0 against Wormpal. Roy Moon gets 4 kills this week. Has the potential to be Mon of the Week for PWBC. Like I'm saying, I'm really sorry that it's post-com. It doesn't get my emotion. It doesn't get my strategically in my right mind. It's entirely on my fault. I just forgot about disk space. I learned I got rid of a good amount of gigabytes in my hard drive. So hopefully there won't be any more post-coms for us this season. It was actually only a 16-turn game, which is really, really insane. Me and him I knew it could be fast, but also knew it could be long, and then it would just end. Wormpal was 100% expecting a long game. So GG's to Wormpal. Super, super excited that I won that matchup. Go to 2-0 in the season, and next week we are against Soupy Boy. One Time Soup, the guy I beat my first ever video for YouTube. I already have a Shack set planned out. He knows it. He doesn't know what the Shack set is. He knows I have one. I tried to mess with him a little bit. But yeah, he knows something's coming. He doesn't know what yet. But that's all I have. Sorry again about the postcom. This is Shack85 with the deep voice. Peace out. Thank you.